I thought this was genius, but it's the worst thing that you can say to a Code Red rebel. Stay tuned.
I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and I've never blurred my background during a video, but I'm coming to you in the first week of August, and I'm in Calgary, up in Canada, and I'm in an Airbnb, and it's not anything bad behind me, but Hazel's moving around, and there's a big window behind me, and I don't want it to distract you. So I was like, let me try this blurring feature and see how it goes. So I'm happy to come to you. I'm happy to take the time out. You might be wondering what I'm doing up in Calgary. Hazel and I are taking an advanced level detection training course. And this is so Hazel can become a certified narcotics and human remains detection canine. Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that canines like her can detect. You're talking bombs, bodies, drugs, medical, lots of different things. But we decided to go the route of narcotics and human remains. And then also we're taking a tracking course so she can track down, like, if Boise area search and rescue needs a volunteer, we can help track perhaps a missing person or whatever's going to happen. And as far as the narcotics go, I don't know what's going to happen with that. If she becomes a certified detection dog, and she actually jumps through all the hoops and does everything she needs to do, which is going to depend on me and how consistent I am with her training. There's no telling. I don't know what opportunities that there are. I know that they use explosives detection canines to sweep stadiums and things like that. That's not what Hazel's not going to do explosives. She's going to do narcotics and human remains. So we'll just have to see what's going to happen. There's a lot of opportunity for Hazel to work and for me to be her handler. And let me tell you, we're going into our second week, and we are having so much fun, but we are exhausted. It has been exhausting. It's all day. It's 9 to 5 every day. Of course, I've got to get up at 4, do all my Code Red work, get to the gym. I've got to do my cardio because I'm still in my bodybuilding program. I've got to do my body, which I would do that even if I wasn't in my bodybuilding program, because it's a part of maintenance. I got to get to the gym. I have to lift. I have to do my cardio. I still have to exercise her. I still have to feed both of us. I still have to take care of all my Code Red work. And then we do detection and tracking all day and training all day from 9 to 5. We get home at 5:30. And then I only have a couple of hours before I need to go to sleep. So it's been absolutely exhausting. And so right now I'm recording this on a Sunday, and it's been wonderful to be able to relax. But I saw something while I was up here in Calgary, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And when you saw the title of this podcast, you were probably like, what? Well, that's why I'm trying to get you to click on it to listen to it, because it's quite fascinating. There is a coffee shop chain called Tim Hortons. More than likely, every single one of you have heard of Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons was started in 1964 by an ice hockey player named Tim Horton. It's been around for over 50 years. It's gone through a couple of different owners, but it was finally bought out by RBI, and I think it was for $11 billion. Tim Hortons has over 5,700 locations in the US and Canada. It's quite popular. Now, if you ask the locals who have been around Tim Hortons since the beginning, they will say that the coffee isn't as good as the original. It was mostly started as a coffee shop, but they have kind of branched out into other types of drinks and a few different types of foods. So they will say that the brand, the recipe, the original, that the original Tim Horton would roll over in his grave if he knew that. I don't even know. Actually, I said that without even knowing. I don't have my phone here, but without even knowing if he's still around or not. But I don't think he's still. I don't think the original Tim Hortons is still around. But he could be old, and I don't know. But I don't think that he'd be too proud of the recipe now compared to how it used to be, because I don't think the coffee, if you ask the locals, is as good as the original. I don't know. That tends to happen when you have multiple buyouts and you have different companies to take over. But right now, RBI owns Tim Hortons and all of their chains, and it's quite a large company. And they have locations all over the place, especially in Canada. Not as much the US, but there are some US locations. And I did not rent a car when I came here to Calgary. I'm within a 15-minute walk to the training facility, and I am 1.4 miles from the gym. So I don't need a car. I brought my own food. I brought almost 60 pounds worth of food, over $600 in my checked bag here. And I'm completely set up. In fact, just yesterday, I walked to Walmart for 4 items and I just walked. Now, that's because I'm used to walking. I live downtown Boise. I have gotten used to walking. I like to walk. I prefer walking. I get anywhere from 15,000 to 20,000 steps a day. That's a lot for a baseline amount. And so I just didn't see the need to rent a car. We have been walking everywhere. And on our walking route, Hazel and me, we always pass a Tim Hortons. And when I saw this, it stopped me in my track. I thought it was brilliant marketing. And it is a sign on the way out of the drive-thru of Tim Hortons coffee. And it says, "See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow." It doesn't say have a good day. It doesn't say thank you for your business. It doesn't say we appreciate you. It doesn't say hope you enjoy your order. It says see you tomorrow. And I thought that was brilliant. Absolutely. I wish I would have been the one to think of it. Absolutely brilliant. Because if you addict the customer, you got a customer for life. We know this. We have just this incredible amount of examples of this. We know this from the cigarette company. We know this from the sugar company. We know this from the food industry. We know this from these highly addictive sugar substitutes. We know this from countless studies, data, science, and research. We know that if you can get someone hooked on a habit or a substance, you can get them habituated to it, then they'll just keep coming back year after year. Even the pharmaceutical companies know this probably better than anybody. They released a study that said if you can get a teenager, or somebody released this, if you can get a teenager started on some sort of medication, an SSRI, some sort of a antidepressant, some sort of a Adderall or something for their lithium, something for a disorder that they have. If you can get them started on that when they're a teenager, that is a $25 million profit for the pharmaceutical industry over the course of that child's lifetime. So we know that if you can addict a customer, you get a customer for life. And Tim Hortons, whoever was the brilliant marketing person that thought up that big sign on the way out of the drive-thru that says, see you tomorrow. And I want to just break that apart. So what's happening? You're conditioning them to that it's just accepted that they're going to come back tomorrow. That this is what I do every day. I always stop in at Tim Hortons for my coffee or a coffee and donut or a coffee and a croissant or some sort of something that goes along with that's what people generally consume, whatever they consume in the mornings. I know when I was fat, I used to go to the Burger King and I would get a coffee and French toast sticks. from Burger King with that syrup, and they'd be hot, and I would dip them in that syrup container. Oh my gosh. So people eat all kinds of things first thing in the morning. And so we're conditioning them. We're just accepting, like, yep, we'll see you tomorrow. And then we're also building this relationship with the customer that, it, we have this ongoing relationship with you. That this is Sally, and every morning she works a drive-through right here, and that this is an easy right-hand turn right into, from where you're going, right into the parking lot of the Shell station. In this particular case, this Tim Hortons was connected to a Shell station, so you take a right. It's an easy right turn. Don't have to cross over traffic. Take a right, right in, go right into the drive-through. You know what you want. You recognize the voice, so you recognize, Sally's voice. She's working the 6 a.m. shift. You recognize her voice, you see her, you recognize her. She now recognizes you because she knows, she knows your voice, she knows your order, she knows how you like your coffee. And so you're building a relationship with these people that serve your coffee. Starbucks has talked about this for decades. Starbucks is like, that's how they can get away with $3 for it. They're the pioneers in this whole thing because they don't, their whole philosophy used to be, is not as much now, but their whole philosophy used to be that we're not selling coffee, we're selling a relationship, we're selling a smile, we're selling an attitude, we're selling an experience. And that's what Tim Hortons is doing here. They're selling an experience. And I don't know, I haven't gone to this certain Tim Hortons, but I haven't really, I think I've gone to one time. I went up to Jason and Jenna's wedding last year, and Mom and I went into the Tim Hortons at one point, something I think I've been there once. And I don't know. It didn't stand out in my mind as like, how the Chick-fil-A people always say, my pleasure. There are certain things they don't stand up in my mind as having, but still it's an experience. It's a relationship. It's an experience. It's a positive, hopefully a positive experience. And you pull in and it's just automatic. It's just what you do every morning. It's your thing. It's your thing, It's the one thing you can control. It's the one thing you look forward to. It's the one thing that nobody can take from you. It's your coffee and it's your donut, and you drive through, and Karen is so nice. And she says, yeah, John, pull around. I got you, buddy. And she makes your coffee the way you like it. And she puts that donut in the bag. And it's just that moment that's just all yours. When you're raising kids and you're working full-time outside the home, and you're trying to maintain your marriage, and you're trying to keep everybody happy, and you're trying to keep your head above water you're drowning in bills, drowning in debt. This is the one joy that you have in your life. This is your moment, your thing. The thing you look forward to in the mornings, pulling into Tim Hortons, and then you look up, you put your hand, you put your cup in the cup holder, you look up and you start to pull out, you see that sign. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. And you say, yes, you will, Tim. Yes, you will. And you say to Karen on your way out, thanks, Karen. See you tomorrow. Because that's just your thing. That's what you do. You might be fat and sick, and you might be on your 3rd divorce, and your kid might be flunking math, and you hate your job, but you guys can't afford anything different right now. But this experience right here, coming to Tim's every morning, getting your coffee and donut, nobody can take that away from you, gosh darn it. And that's 5-6 minutes of your life. And that first taste of coffee and that first bite of the donut, that's all yours in a world of chaos in your life, and your chaotic life, and a bunch of crap that's going on that you can't control, or you think you can't. This one moment of coming to Tim Hortons is yours, and no one can take that away from you. And you see that sign, we'll see you tomorrow, and yes, you will. And I think it's brilliant. But it's not what we think with Code Red. You will never hear me say, I'll see you next month. Because I don't want you to have to stay on the program in order to keep your weight off. I don't want that. Now, there's a difference between the actual weight loss program beyond what you needed. There's the weight loss program is there for when you're losing weight. And then we have a connection program. Connection is just connection. It's just a community. That's why it's only $15 a month. It's called Code Red Ringside. It's just connection. We don't try to, all we do is we offer support, education, information, and love. We connect, we show up. I go live Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays. You have access to prizes. You have access to promotions. You get, there's a place where you can post, and it's less than the cost of your car wash. And that's a place where it's just community. That's not something you need to keep your weight off. That's not the way that I formulate Code Red Ringside. I formulate Ringside as a community and a connection space, not a space that provides accountability for you to be able to keep your weight off. Because we don't want you to need us once you're done with weight loss and through maintenance. We don't create the program that way. The program is not set up to keep you coming back after you've completed the program. Of course, it's there if you need us. Of course, you can always come back. Of course, you can always reset. Of course, you can always join a 10-pound takedown. Of course, you can always re-listen to the book, reread the materials, retake the digital training courses. They're there if you need us. But we're not set up thinking in order for you to keep your weight off, you have to keep buying Code Red products. No, you don't. We don't want to particularly see you tomorrow for that reason. We want to see you tomorrow in connection groups. But we're not set up like other companies. I can promise you the gym models are set up. Now, gym, I shouldn't say the gyms, because the gym's not a good example, because I that's something I'll go to the rest of my life. Other weight loss programs are set up, and nobody will say it out loud. Maybe they will, but Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, all the major weight loss companies out there, they want you to keep paying that monthly fee. They want you to keep using their app. They want you to continue to use their products, their coaching, their counseling. They want that. And I'm not saying we don't want that. We only want that if you need it. My heart's desire is that you don't need us anymore, and that you complete your weight loss, you go through the maintenance roadmap, you stay on maintenance as long as you feel like you need to, and then you live your life utilizing all of the things you learned. That's the way that the company is set up. That's the way that the model is set up. We have people that stay in rings in maintenance for long after they're done, long after they've kept their weight off. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because it's fun. We do different challenges. We have certain maintenance swag that you can get when you earn it through exercise and stuff like that. So it's a fun group, but it's not set up that way. It's not set up to where you have to keep buying our product in order to keep your weight off. And I think a lot of companies are set up that way. I know they are, because they would go out of business if people actually set up. What did I hear Paul Saladino? My phone is in the other room. I just heard Paul Saladino, Dr. Saladino say, if you get healthy, they lose a customer. Something like that. If you get healthy, they lose a customer. If you get skinny, we lose a customer. And that's what we want. But that's not what other companies want, because I don't want to judge, but from what these are big multi-billion-dollar organizations, and it's all about their shareholders, and it's all about their bottom line, and they don't care about you as a person. They care about you as a number. And for you to continue to pay that monthly fee for the app, or pay that monthly membership or to need them because you just can't seem to keep all your weight off. I'm not that way, and I think that's wrong. I don't think that you should be required to buy somebody's product in order to keep your weight off after you've completed the roadmap. I have a problem with that. So to keep your weight off, I have to keep buying Code Red? No, we don't want that. That's not, how could someone sleep at night? How could someone lay their head down at night with a company like that? That's not what we want. Now, let's talk about the weight regain, because every single mentor or leader, we used to call them leaders, or coach who's ever left Code Red has gained their weight back. And most of them have gained more of their weight back. Why is it? And you're going to be like, Cristy, you said that anytime anybody's ever gained their weight back, it's because they've left the community. Yes, because they went back to their old ways, not because they stopped buying Code Red products, because they went back to their old ways. And connection to the community was helping them mind the rules. The top 3 non-negotiable rules for long-term weight loss, maintaining your weight long-term, is you stay on the scale every day, you drink your water every day. Where's my water? Here it is. And you never allow sugar to come in your house. And if it comes in your house, it leaves that night. And it seems like when people have disconnected from the community, they have no positive influence. And there's so much negative out there, and there's so much, the deck is stacked against us, that there's nothing to counteract that whole, oh, just have one piece, one slice, one bite. Oh, it's just this once, I'll start over on Monday. And they never do. That's what I've seen. That's the pattern I've seen that's happened. They didn't gain their weight back because they quit paying for Code Red products, because there's plenty of community connection out there for free. They gained their weight back because they stopped minding the rules. If you can mind the rules on your own, that's what the whole idea is. The whole idea and the way we train you is to mind the rules on your own, to do the work when no one's looking, when it doesn't matter, when there's nothing coming up, that even if your son's not getting married in September and you need to fit into the mother-in-law, mother of the groom dress, you need to keep your weight off. Even if you don't have a Disney cruise coming up in February, you still need to keep your weight off. Even if there's nothing, even if life is made up mostly of mundane. So when life is just happening and you're living your life, are you still minding the rules? The idea is that you should. You don't need to buy Code Red products in order to keep your weight off. We don't want to see you tomorrow. We're not counting on your return. Not in that way. We're not counting on you effing up and coming back. The only way that I would ever say that would be if I was being nasty and I was being mean and cruel and just a mean-spirited person. I was like, well, I guess we will see you next month, huh? Being in a nasty way, in a mean, cruel way, in a mean-spirited, hard-hearted way. Just saying, well, they're going to gain their weight back. You can't pick the winners and the losers. Natasha always says that. You can't pick the winners and the losers. So I'm assuming that you're going to be okay if you leave Code Red. We just recently had a mentor step down. And I have worked a long time with this mentor one-on-one. She lost her weight, she kept it off, she became a mentor and continued to struggle as a mentor. Now, when you become a mentor with Code Red, you have direct access to me for coaching. That's part of what you get paid for, is direct access to me and coaching with me. And it was just such a struggle. She constantly was way above goal weight. Now, what our rule is for mentors and for anybody in maintenance is you can stay in maintenance and you can remain a mentor if you don't get more than 10% above your goal weight. So if your goal weight is 120, you can't get more than more than 132 pounds, because 10% of 120 is 12 pounds. That's 132. That's a lot of flexing up. That's a big flex up. Really, if your goal weight is 120, in maintenance, you stay between 115 and 120. But she just constantly was bumping up, and she was always struggling, even with my help, even with my hand holding, even with accountability, she even got herself back into VIP. She stayed in close touch with me. And then right before, this always happens, right before the monthly progress photos are due, the first of every month, all the coaches and mentors turn in progress photos, because they all have to, and I have to turn them into my coach every Friday. So you guys are getting off the hook easy, only turning them into me once a month. And it's accountability. The mentors always quit right before monthly photos are due, and she did too. The day before, I have extenuating circumstances, and I can't, it's such a bunch of baloney. And I'm not surprised that she quit. I really, I don't know. I don't know what more I could have done. I can't do more than what I can do. So in this case, because I know this girl and I know how much she struggled even with my help, now having no accountability at all. I mean, having the accountability was having her she was hanging on by a thread with my accountability, with me I was holding onto her tight. But now that she ain't got nobody, and she's already left the Code Red community. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And so I know this because I've been through this hundreds of times, thousands of times with people, and I know the backstory, but I don't wish that upon somebody. I don't want that from somebody. I don't want them to have to buy Code Red products in order to keep their weight off. We don't want to see you tomorrow. We don't want to create that. We want customers to want to stay connected because they love the community. They love each other. They love the content that we put out. They love the lives. They love the prizes. They love the swag. They love the chance to they want to talk. They want to post. They want to share. They want to compare stories. They want to get together. It's a community. That's what it is. They get together with each other. They travel with each other. They take trips with each other. They just stay in touch. That's what we want from people. And we just charge a very, very, very minimal fee per month for the platform and my time to be able to continue to come live to them 3 times a week and continue to offer these prizes at 50% off and all these different things. But that's not a requirement to keep your weight off. That would be horrible. Oh, you made it to goal weight. Okay, you want to keep it off? You're going to have to pay through the nose. My goodness. Still, I mean, that'd be amazing. I mean, I know a lot of people who would pay through the nose in order to keep their weight off. Problem is, everybody thinks they can do it everybody thinks that they've got this when they haven't spent enough time practicing and they haven't done the work with the identity shift. They haven't shifted their identity. So it's just interesting to me. I thought it's a brilliant marketing strategy for people who own a coffee shop, to condition people's minds that they will be coming back every day, and condition and build that into their schedule and build that into their routine and that into their budget, and build those relationships to where these people look forward to seeing you so that they can continue to buy your product. So I just believe that, I mean, you can, I guess, I don't see a problem with it at all. I mean, I'm a capitalist. It's fine. It's just that that's not our heart's desire, is that, well, you failed again. We'll see you next month. Or to keep you failing, or to keep you just right on the edge of succeeding in order to keep you coming back month after month after month. There's this girl, and you guys know her, so I'm not going to say who it is. who owns a supplement company. And her plans her nutrition plans are all based around these supplements. So in order to lose your weight through her nutrition plans, you have to buy her supplements, her protein powders and her thermogenics in her products. And so the plan requires those products that she sells, they're built into the plan. So I got a problem with that, because what happens if I'm at a C-store in Des Moines, Iowa, and I got to find something to eat? That doesn't teach me how to think critically. That's what I like about Code Red. Yes, we have supplements to fill a void if you need it. If you're deficient in vitamin D, we got an excellent vitamin D. If you're deficient in magnesium, we got an excellent magnesium. If you're having hormone problems, we got an excellent hormone support. I don't take my hormone support because I'm not having hormone problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't take our probiotics anymore. I used to because I had really serious IBS. Our products have changed people's lives, but we don't require you to take them. That's why I like our Real Food, Water, and Sleep paradigm. Our whole entire program is built around that paradigm: real food, water, and sleep, which we call the proper human diet. It doesn't require, okay, you're going to have a shake in the morning, a shake for lunch, and then you're going to take this thermogenic and have this dinner. And so in order for you to lose your weight and get healthy, you have to buy my shakes and my pills because I have it built into the plan. I don't think that's right. And I couldn't sleep at night knowing that. And so ours, you'll notice that when I write a customized program for you, and you'll see, if you go through the 10 Pound Takedown and you see the food list, you'll see that it's real food. It's meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. You don't see me build in a Code Red protein shake for you, do I? No, I don't. Because what happens if I'm at a truck stop in Des Moines, Iowa, and I need to find something to eat, and I don't have my Code Red protein shake, and I've never been taught how to shop in a C-store? What do I do? Other companies, they don't want to teach you how to think critically on your own. They want you to continue to buy their product. Once you get a customer healthy, a healthy customer is, what did Paul say? A healthy customer is not a customer at all, or something like that. Healthy, anyway, whatever I said at the beginning. So I was fascinated by this brilliant marketing tactic, but it's definitely not one that we use with Code Red, because we don't want you to have to buy our product in order to keep your weight off. We want you to buy our product into our community, just pay that minimal fee. Although our Code Red app is free, so you don't even have to pay that. I'm talking about Code Red Ringside, which is $15 a month. That's the only thing that's part of the community. You still can join the community for free. We don't want you to see you tomorrow. We do, but not for that reason. Not because we want you to continue to buy our stuff. We want to see you because we love you, not because we want you to fail and continue to buy our stuff and fail. So you need to buy our stuff, and you fail and you need to buy our stuff. That's a horrible paradigm that someone should be very ashamed. I don't know how someone sleeps at night offering it like that. I couldn't live with myself. A very different podcast with a different outlook. We'll see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further, because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership, And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to CodeRedLifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.